Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be reviewing the TWS Bluetooth 5.0 wireless earbuds. Um, these are sports ear hook headphones, and they're actually, and I've said this in other reviews, keep on saying, hey, I've found the most comfortable set of headphones that I've found so far. Well, yeah, these are the most comfortable ones that I've found so far. But I'm sure we will find some even more comfortable ones this next week. But right now, this is what we're reviewing. So these are true wireless earphones, as you can see. No cables attached. They have a smart charging case, as you can see from the lights on the front there. Let's open it up and you can see those lights light up. They give you a status of the case, 1, 2, 3, 4. For the percentage level of the charge on the case, and the headphones themselves also have some lights depending on what they're doing. Blue means that they are paired and ready to go. If they're red and flashing, it's charging. So these guys get about 6 hours on a charge. Up to 35 hours total is the charge amount in the actual case itself. And other than that, they have this. They have a multi-function button on each earpiece that performs different functions depending on whether you do a single tap, double tap, that sort of thing. You can read in instructions to see what the different functions are. Interesting though is it's not a capacitive button. A lot of the higher end headphones have been moving to capacitive buttons. These are not capacitive. These are, it's an actual, old school physical button, right? So you're pressing it and you're feeling that little clickiness in the button and it's doing what you tell it to do, which is good because it's, there's easy feedback, when you pressed it. The bad part is as you're putting them in your ear and they're sitting in your ear canal and you're pressing that button, it's actually pretty stiff. So you got to give it a little bit of a press and it's actually jamming it further into your ear canal. So that can be, I'm sure it can be uncomfortable for some folks. So just keep that in mind. They clearly marked left ear, right ear. So that's pretty simple to understand. And you've got the metal connectors there for the actual charging and the pogo pins on the actual case there that actually perform the charging from the case. So that's all set. I mean, as a standard wireless headphone, they kind of check off all the boxes. They're Bluetooth 5.0, so they have lower latency and lower power consumption, and they sync very easily with your device. All those things work great, and like I said, they're extremely comfortable. They truly are the most comfortable headphones that I've worn to date, and I've reviewed a lot of different ones. The problem that I found out of the box is these are not the tips that they come with. And we had the same problem with the previous TWS headphones that I had reviewed a few weeks back. TWS seems to have a problem with tip creation. They create really thin silicone tips for their headphones, which don't do much for sound isolation. And they make the headphones out of the box sound absolutely horrible. These, I have to say, were probably the worst sounding headphones out of the box because, again, of the tips. If you recall in my last review of the last set, I had a spare pair of silicone tips that I was able to put on those. And when I replaced the regular tips with the silicone tips, it was just a world of difference in sound quality on those headphones. So these are no different. These also sounded absolutely horrid without the tips. When I replaced the tips with these aren't foam rubber. These are silicones that I actually got off of an older pair of ear loop headphones that I had. Where one of the loops had actually broken off on that one. So I wasn't using them anymore, and I put them on here, and sure enough, as soon as I put that on there, once again, sound quality, went right up. They sounded great. Once again, not the absolute best sounding headphones. TWS doesn't have the best drivers in these guys. Sometimes the bass can be a little bit overblown. The mids and highs can be a little muddy sometimes. But you know, once again, you're not paying a whole lot for these headphones, right? They're in that $50 range, so they are going to not sound as good as a higher end headphones would. So let me show you the tips that it actually came with. Comes with this little bag with this little band, which kind of goes, I'll cover that in a second, but these are the tips that it comes with. Look at these things. Those are the tips. So yeah, these are kind of odd, right? They're kind of this flat cone. I suppose the idea is it's supposed to just, you know, cover just the, you know, if this was like the opening, it would just sit like this on the outside of your ear, right? And perform a seal, right? Well, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And they sound absolutely horrible with these things. They come, as usual, they come with 3 different sizes. I tried largest to smallest, none of them worked. No isolation, absolutely horrid sound. As soon as I put my old tips from my old set of headphones on there, beautiful sound. Sounded great. And these are, there's nothing in the instructions. I'm assuming that these are supposed to, you know, sit here and somehow seal. They go around here and it snaps on. I tried it. I put them on and it didn't make a lick of difference. So I don't know what the deal is with these things, but they do nothing for sound isolation. They don't make the sound any better, so I wouldn't use those for anything either. So if you got an older pair of silicone tips, man, put them on there. We got. I tried the foam tips on there and they didn't work as well. The silicone, just because of the way these angle into the ear, the silicone tips work better. So these, unfortunately, have the same problem as the other TWS set of headphones that I had reviewed a few weeks back, is that when you're running, you get that thumping sound. And the more isolation, in other words, the more you properly seal them in your ear, the more resonant that thumping sound is, right? I don't know what it is about this particular manufacturer, TWS. 2 sets of earbuds that I've tested, both of them have the exact same problem. Thumping sound when you run. Once again, when you go walking, speed walking, biking, scootering with these things, they sound great. There's no issue with these guys. There's no thumping. They sound amazing. They do a great job. These tips actually do a great job of isolating the sound, and the sound quality is amazing. I mean, you literally have to pop them out of your ear in order to have a conversation with somebody, because they do a great job of isolating, and the shape sits well in your ear canal, and it covers the whole opening of your ear. So if you imagine your ear, I mean, this whole area is just covered, so no outside sound is getting in. That's great. But for whatever reason, when you're running, at least when I'm running, and it, you know, your head is doing this with every step, you're in thump, 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 thump. So if you're listening to like some heavy bass music, you don't notice it. I actually put on some heavy bass stuff. I really didn't notice it all that much. But if you're listening to lyrical, if you're listening to, you know, to jazz, to pop, anything that's not like super heavy on bass, you're going to hear that thumping sound every time, you know, you're taking a step. And depending on how long you're running, that can get annoying if you're doing long runs. So once again, I wouldn't recommend these. Wouldn't recommend these for runners. I hate to say it, but you know, they just, it's no fun to be listening to that crazy thumping for, you know, 40 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, depending on how long you like to run. So there you go. This TWS. Guess I should cover the charger. Yeah, wireless C charging. So, you know, they charge pretty quickly. And you can see there, the one on the right is charging, and it's done charging because it wasn't really doing anything. But you know, be wary of the thump if you're a runner. Other than that, it's a good headset for daily speed walks or biking. All right, we'll see you next time.